Hello, welcome along to our preview of the Women's World Match Play here at the MODUS Super Series. The tournament takes place at the iconic Winter Gardens in Blackpool on Sunday, July the 27th. The top 8 players in the Women's Series Order Met will battle it out for the top prize, which was won in the last 2 years by Bo Greaves. It should be some tournament. So it was only appropriate to get the 10-time world champion Trina Gulliver to preview it with us. And actually, as a showcase and for women's darts and in terms of the TV exposure, the coverage that the players get, this is such a big event on the calendar, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and we're grateful for it. And but yeah, a massive event, and it's going to be good darts. They've played really well all through the years to get within the year to get within that top 8, and there's some quality players there.
You've been playing on the Women's Series circuit throughout the course of the season. How has the standard risen over the last few years?
It has risen, and to be honest, everybody's trying to catch up with Bo. Bo's the superstar at the moment, and she's playing some fantastic stuff, and she's the one to catch.
So for players like you, trying to chase the likes of Bo, trying to chase the top 8 and other things like that, does what she's done, not just in the Women's Series arena, but elsewhere, does that kind of inspire you a little bit to kind of strive that improvement? Yeah,
of course it does. Not only is she doing it on the PDC tour, she's doing it on the development tour, on the challenge tour as well. So, what she's achieving now is just making the way forward for the rest of us girls. And she's doing a great job.
3 of the 4 winners of a Women's Week here at the Super Series are going to be in action at the World Match Play at the Winter Gardens. How much do you reckon the experience of playing here under these lights, how do you think that's going to give them maybe a little bit of a heads up when it comes to Blackpool?
Yeah, absolutely agree. It gets you used to playing on the stage. Okay, the stage is smaller, but the cameras are there, and it gives you that same kind of idea of how it's going to be. On a bigger scale, yes, admittedly, but it still gives you that experience, and that's great.
One of the winners is Kirsty Vinnakainen, who I think since she's played here at the Women's Series, in terms of the exposure that she's got, really has gone up a scale. We've seen how good she is on a consistent basis, and the fact that she's had so many games on that stage. Look, the Winter Gardens is an iconic venue, but she's not going to be daunting overall, maybe, if she didn't have the experiences of maybe playing in this building, for example.
No, she'll be more prepared for it, for sure. Like you say, she's played on this stage many times, and she's been successful here as well. So she'll take that stage experience with her onto the stage in Blackpool, and hopefully that will find it be good stead for her to carry on through.
However, Bo Greaves is never an easy task. We saw her recently here at the Super Series, posted in some really good numbers on a consistent basis. I think her average was the best part of 95 for the week. I think it was up until the point she went out to Jared Cole. So if she plays anywhere near them numbers, everybody's got their hands full.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Bo is leading the way. She's seems to be miles ahead of anybody really at the moment, and when she's at the top of her game, she's very hard to beat.
Gemma Hayter won the most recent Women's Week here at the Super. Now, you were commentating on it, you were playing in it as well. You played against Gemma a few times. You actually had a couple of really good battles between yourselves. What was Gemma doing so right in that week which could give her a real chance when it comes to the match play?
Gemma's all about her consistency, and the better, obviously, it's for any player as well. The better you play, the more confidence you build, and that's going into the match play. Then she's got some good experience to take up there. She's had some good results, and so she's going to be confident as well.
However, first round opponent Fallon Sherrick, who won the title, of course, back in 2022 and will be looking to do so for a second time.
Yeah, Fallon's always in the mix, isn't she? And another tough player. So, there's no easy games up there. There's top 8 players there. They're there for a reason, and that they've earned their space and their place there. So whatever draw there is, it's going to be a great game.
Then the other 2 quarterfinals, Lisa Ashton up against Robin Byrne. Now, we saw Lisa win a Women's Week here not too long ago, and I know that she's had issues, obviously, with her shoulder, a couple of injuries, but it looks like that's now moving towards the other side. It looks like she's just beginning to be able to play with a little bit more freedom again. Yeah,
she's not in pain anymore, or she wasn't the last time I spoke to her, so, she's she's got over that bit kind of thing, and she's just trying to work herself back into it and everything. She's doing well, like you said. She won here the other week, and then you got Robin Byrne that's had a good week here herself in the last Women's Week 4. So, you know, that's going to be a tough game as well. If Robin keeps playing the way that she did there, then she's going to be hard work for Lisa.
And we kind of saw from Robin when she played at the Women's Week a few weeks ago that there were spells where she was absolutely brilliant. When you consider the format's only best of 7, first to 4, the format kind of lends to players like Robin that can have those streaks, possibly to have the right purple patch at the right time to possibly upset the apple cart.
Yeah, absolutely. And if she plays like she didn't start off very well last time she was here, but the Tuesday and the Wednesday, then she really kicked in. So, you know, it's as she went along the week, she kicked in and did the job.
Final quarterfinals, a meeting between Noah-Lynn van Leuven and Lorraine Winstanley. Obviously, Noah-Lynn's had another really solid season on the Women's Series circuit, whilst Lorraine Winstanley, I don't think it matters what the tournament is. She just finds herself an absolute ever-present at it.
Well, Lorraine has been producing some good darts, actually, just lately. She's had some good results on the PDC events. She's had some high averages and that. So I think her game's in a good place at the moment. So I think she's going to be a battle for Noah-Lynn.
And I suppose the tournament as a whole, the dynamic of it, the fact it's all in one day, it's a straight knockout. For yourself, when you were playing at your peak, would you have relished the opportunity that it was game in, game out?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're playing well, you know, you want to continue and everything. It's not so good if you start off not great. But yeah, if you're playing well, then you just want to get on with it, sort of thing. So yeah, it's a good concept.
What do you think the future is going to look like for the Matchplay? Could you see a potential expansion, maybe possibly 16 players, maybe played over a couple of days, or do you think at the minute that the 8 is the format that just works?
I would like to see it expand. Whether it expands to 16 or 12 or I don't know, but I would like to see it expand. The format works at the moment, but there's top players that are just missing out on their mate spaces as well. So, you know, there's a lot more in strength and depth now. So I think that the argument can be that it can be extended.
As you mentioned, obviously the strength and depth. It feels like this year's Matchplay is in terms of the 1 to 8, perhaps the most competitive. On paper, it looks like the biggest strength in depth.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's you know, there's top players there, and they're getting some top results, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry as people think, but you know, you never know. It's all on the day, isn't it?
Still Bo to beat?
I think she's the one to beat. Yes.
Well, Trina, thank you very much. And thank you for watching our look ahead to the Women's World Matchplay in Blackpool.